Well, football season is now over, and now actually, as it turns out, is a prime time for men to try to lose weight, because apparently the first of the year just wasn't soon enough. 2 weeks ago, Dr. White from the UCONN School of Pharmacy discussed some factors that make diets less successful. And then one of our viewers had a question about our psychology and society and how that can pressure us into overeating. So, first of all, good to see you again, Doctor. Talk to me about how society interacts with our desires and our needs to eat.
Yeah, so food is very much intertwined into the human experience, right? Food can be comforting, food can be exciting, right? Food can be, so many different things that it's really related to what we do. So today I want to talk about, 4 different factors that when you're trying to diet end up putting you in conflict with one of your deeper seated beliefs or one of the things that you use in order to be able to function socially, and that conflict makes it hard for you to be able to get through and resolve that conflict. So one is using food as a pain reliever or using it as a stress reliever, right? So we've all done something that's like that, but research actually shows that if you take newborns, whether they are preemies or whether they're full term, and you need to give them a painful needle stick or you need to give them an intramuscular injection, something that's more painful, that they cry a lot less if you give them sugar water at the time that you're doing it than if you don't. So it actually is a real physiologic response. Having chocolate around a time when you're feeling emotional, having ice cream when you're feeling sad. But one of the problems is that you're taking in a lot of calories, right? And if that is an issue that really sets you back, that drops you off of your diet, that's something that you need to be able to get a handle on. Another one is, that when you have celebrations, when you have that once a week larger family meal, when you do something at those things, if that is your cue to overeat because you feel, like you're there and that you're not really celebrating if you're not eating, right? That could be something that could end up throwing people off. The third is a social responsibility factor in your family. So how many times have you gone through and you have the choice of whether you're going to throw this out or you're not? Or you look at your kids and your kids still have food on their plate. Your kids are clearly now not hungry anymore, but there's still food on their plate. So you force them to be members of this exclusive club called the Clean Plate Club, right? And you make them eat even when they're not hungry. Those kind of things set up bad messages for people later on in life to be able to just push away those cues that you've had enough. And then the last one is that some people use food, especially if they've experienced physical trauma, emotional or sexual trauma, in order to be able to push people away or to be able to kind of go into the background of society. And all of those issues are things that, if that derails your diet, that you need to get a handle on, that you need to be able to work through. And I think that recognition is a good first step, so you can try to take some of those other steps in order to be able to overcome that.
What are some of those other steps to deal with those predispositions?
Right. So, there are a lot of things that you can do in order to be able to relieve stress. Yoga, breathing exercises, talking out with friends. So thinking about other patterns when you're not now in a stressful situation, thinking about it ahead of time, and then putting in a plan for what you're going to do. So when you get that stimulus, you don't automatically go to the response that you usually go to. You have time to be able to think about it and be able to make a different choice. If it's trauma, something as severe as that, you may need counseling. You may need a lot of help in order to be able to move through that. The other thing is that when you're talking specifically about food as a responsibility because you don't want to waste, you need to think about wasting differently. If you've already eaten all the food that you need in order to have all the fuel that you need to run your body, and you have all the raw materials to make all the things that your body needs, but you continue to eat, you're still wasting food. As a matter of fact, it's worse than just regular wasting and throwing it in the garbage, because you're putting it in your body, and now not only did you waste the money because it's not helping anybody, but you've also done something that could have a negative effect on your health. So I think that thinking about it in a different way can help you be able to make some of those better choices.
Knowing your triggers, yes. All right, as always, Ask the Pharmacist at fox61.com is where you can go if you would like Dr. White to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you again.